Previously on My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me. And I have another big juicy secret that he will find out about just before he dies. His father killed my father. He aimed his gun at his back window and pulled the trigger as the bullet went through the back of the windshield, entering the back of my father's head, ending his life immediately. When my mother found out, she couldn't take the pain of losing my father, so on that same night, she ended her life. I was the one who found her hanging, cold and lifeless. But I was also missing Misty as well. And not your average missing. I was starting to have feelings for her. Then, all of a sudden, an unfamiliar face appeared out of the darkness. "Who are you?" I asked. "The name is Winthorpe Adams III. I am your attorney." "Hey, come back here," yelled Donathan as Misty and Chandler escaped out of the back door and into the Misty-mobile as they sped down the road and away from their assassins. "You fucking idiots! You better catch them and kill them, or you're not getting paid. Bring them back to me in pieces." My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me. Season 2, Episode 4. As the large wooden door slowly crept open, a dark and twisted figure appeared out of the darkness of the night. And that figure was no other than Crazy Mary Slaughter, holding a bag in her well-manicured hands. "I brought you something to eat, honey. It's your favorite, a dark and twisted burger," said Mary to someone sitting on the sofa, their eyes narrowing at her in anger. "I'm not hungry," replied the mystery person. "Oh, I see you're still mad at me, huh? I don't know how many times I have to say I'm sorry. I will make it up to you soon." "Yeah, whatever," said the mystery person, their teeth nibbling at their nails. "You always say that. I'm sick of being trapped in here all the time. I won't have to hide you too much longer. Soon, you, me, and Diamond will have a beautiful life together. I already have a cute little house picked out for us in Paris, France," said Mary happily. "And what about that Detective Jackson guy?" said the soft-spoken voice. "Aw, don't be jealous, baby. He will be out of the picture as soon as I'm done with him. Trust me," she said. "I will be back soon. I love you, sweetheart," said Mary, her voice unfamiliar with kindness as she shut the door behind her, then locked it. As the Misty-mobile sped down the road, dodging the bullets that were being fired by Donathan and Jake, Crazy Mary was on the speakerphone, screaming at the two criminals as she gave orders for them to bring Misty and Chandler back in pieces. "I swear to God, if you let them get away, Not only will you not be paid, but I will hunt you both down and kill you instead. Do I make myself clear? Said Mary, yelling at the top of her lungs like a lunatic. Yes, Miss Slaughter, said Donovan as they gained speed on the Misty Mobile. Pay attention to the road, Misty, while I take care of these two, said Chandler as he reached out of his window, firing shots at the two assassins. Be careful, Chandler, yelled Misty as the Misty Mobile swerved back and forth all over the road. Then a bullet from Jake's gun entered the left shoulder of Chandler, causing him to drop his gun on the ground as Misty pulled him back inside of the car. Chandler, you're bleeding, said Misty in panic. No shit, said Chandler as Misty reached into the glove compartment and pulled out a white towel. Apply pressure to stop the bleeding. We need to get you to the hospital, said Misty, but Chandler rejected her request. Not a chance. We need to lose these idiots and get this evidence to David before it's too late. Donovan slammed his foot on the gas as he pulled up at the side of them, firing shots through Misty's window, coming only mere inches away from her head. That was close, too close, said Misty, trying her best to stay focused on the road. Then, all of a sudden, the criminal's car side-swapped the Misty Mobile, sending them into a ditch, causing it to slam into a tree. We got 'em, Miss Slaughter. Want us to kill them now? No. Change of plans. Bring them to me. I prefer that they suffer slowly rather than die quickly, said Mary. Yes, ma'am, said Donovan, saluting the dark and twisted mistress as they tossed Misty and Chandler into the trunk of their car. Meanwhile, at the police station, a comforting relief came over me now that my attorney, Winthrop Adams III, had showed up to prove my innocence. He was the most well-known attorney in the country and was known for never losing a case. So when can you get me out of here? I asked. Well, it's not going to be as easy as you make it sound, Mr. Baker. If it were a traffic violation, it'd be simple. But since you are being accused of multiple murders, this will have to go to trial. But what I can do is try my best to make bail while we wait. At least you won't have to be locked up in this place. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't going to take this case at first, but I received a phone call around 3:30 in the morning from a good friend of yours and mine, Misty, whom I've known for quite some time now, seeing that me and her father were childhood friends. She practically begged me to take this case to prove your innocence. You have a very loyal friend there, Mr. Baker. Yes, I do. Please call me David, I insisted. Okay, David, I will do everything in my power to prove your innocence. But first, I need to ask you a very important question, and I need you to be 100% honest with me. Okay? Did you kill any of those people? He asked, narrowing his eyes at me. I killed no one. Crazy Mary is responsible for all of those murders, and she's pinning them on me. And that demon Detective Jackson is in on it. I'm almost certain. Something is going on between those two. What you need to do is find Misty. I have not heard from her in days. Do you have any clue where I can find her, David? Contact the office of Chandler Sharp. He is a private investigator in New York. They are friends. Yes, I know Chandler very well. He is the best investigator in the country, right next to Misty, of course. What is she doing in New York? Asked Winthorpe. Chandler has some evidence that will prove my innocence. What evidence? He asked. I have no idea. That's what Misty and I were on our way to find out at the airport when Detective Jackson arrested me. You need to find that evidence. That's all we need to end this madness. Please find Misty. He can't, said a familiar yet dreadful voice coming from the darkness as Detective Jackson's face appeared. I have some bad news, Mr. Baker. We have some bad news, said another voice as Crazy Mary's face appeared behind him. What the hell is she doing here? I yelled. You shouldn't be worried about why I am here. You just need to prepare yourself for the awful news, said Crazy Mary with a hint of laughter in her voice. Detective Jackson slowly walked over to me and handed me a photo which almost stopped my heart. No, this cannot be. Misty is not dead, I yelled. What the hell did you two do to her? I'm so sorry, David. I really did like her, said Mary sarcastically as she smiled mischievously. You shut your stinking, filthy mouth, you witch. You killed them because you knew that Chandler and Misty had evidence against you. Then my eyes glanced over to Winthorpe. Don't let them get away with this, I begged, as Winthorpe's eyes shifted toward Jackson. I want to see their bodies, said Winthorpe. Jackson looked dumbfounded, and so did his sidekick. Yes, show us the actual bodies, I said. Okay, that can be arranged. I'll be in touch, said Detective Jackson as they both turned their backs to leave the room. But before they did, Mary turned back around. By the way, you and Misty would have made such a cute couple. Such a pity she had to die like that. Oh well, we all have to go at some point in time. Sleep well, she said, blowing an evil kiss at me. You witch, I yelled out to her. Then she left the room. David, remain calm. She wants you to get upset. Look, I have to be honest with you, David. By looking at this picture, it looks quite real, but we won't know until I see those bodies. You and I need to just be focused on this trial. But if this is real, and Misty and Chandler are dead, that means you have no alibi, and this evidence that would have cleared your name is now gone. I am a very honest man, and I have to say, this is not good. Not good at all, David. Try to get some sleep. We have court in the morning for your bail hearing, said Winthorpe as I watched him vanish into the shadows of the night. Misty, please don't be dead. Now what are we going to do? Said Detective Jackson. Mary was in deep, evil thought, planning and plotting something sinister, her face displaying a dark and twisted smile as she said, "Don't worry, I have it all figured out, honey," as they sped down the road. Meanwhile, at a large abandoned warehouse that was located on the outskirts of town, "Hey, losers," said Donathan. "Miss Slaughter is on her way, and when she gets here, you both are done for. Better say your prayers. Listen here, you two dipshits. My friend is bleeding to death, can't you see? We need to get him to a hospital before he dies," said Misty, her voice trembling yet stern. "These two goons don't care if we die. They're going to kill us anyway," said Chandler, his voice becoming weak. "Your friend here is right, pretty lady. And since you're going to die anyway, how would you like to have fun with me and my brother Jake here as your last request?" said Donathan with an annoying and creepy smile. "If you lay one finger on her, it will be the last thing you do," said Chandler, his intense stare burning into the both of them. "Well, seeing that you're all tied up, there's nothing you can do about it, can you, buddy?" said Donathan, moving closer to Misty with each word. Then, all of a sudden, the door opened slowly, and there stood Mary and Detective Jackson as they entered the warehouse. "I'll take it from here, boys," said Mary. "Your services are no longer needed. Now go." "What about our check?" said Donathan. "You won't be needing it," said Mary. "But you promised," said Jake, finally speaking for the first time. "Your father is a preacher, am I right?" "Yes, he is. Why? Didn't he ever tell you to never make a deal with the devil? You should have listened to him." Then gunshots were fired from Mary's gun as Donathan and Jake fell to the ground, dead from matching gunshot wounds to their heads. "What the hell?" said Detective Jackson, staring down at the two lifeless bodies that lay at his feet in a puddle of blood. "You two are next." To be continued.